Here is everything you need to know that you probably didn't already know about the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon is a YT 1300 cargo vessel. It was designed to lug around cargo. It was one of the most popular space vessels ever produced, and smugglers like it because it was durable and completely customizable. Han and Chewie, of course, took this to the next level by heavily and illegally modifying nearly every part of the ship. The massive radar dish jutting out of the top of the Falcon has its purpose. Solo likes to say that he never ran from a fight where the odds weren't even or better, but the truth is that it was sometimes better to avoid them altogether. That's the reason he installed the dish. It's huge for a ship this size, and both it and its hardware allows them to spot unfriendly vessels minutes before they knew the Falcon was there. The Falcon really is fast. We all know the ship completed the infamous Kessel Run with the fastest time ever recorded. Certainly Han's greatest claim to fame when he first meets up with young Luke Skywalker in A New Hope. That race required ships to deliver loads of substances to moving trade ships, getting all the deliveries in before the vessels crossed into Imperial space, and the Falcon came in out of nowhere to shatter the record. That's most likely because of the Falcon's improved hyperdrive system, allowing her to go beyond hyperspeed, making for one of the fastest non-Imperial vessels in use. That's twice as fast as any Imperial warship. The Falcon requires a ton of repairs. All of these modifications come at a price. They haven't professionally installed, and while Solo and Chewbacca generally have a handle on things, the huge amounts of unlicensed components have made for a ship that's almost consistently under maintenance. Solo regards that it's worth it if you want the speed. You have to work for it. After all, the Falcon saved his skin on more than a couple of occasions. Chewbacca wanted the holographic game table. The main cargo hold is fitted with a lounge and features of the holographic game table, one that was installed at Chewbacca's request. Whilst his performance in Dejarik, the game they play during the events of A New Hope against R2-D2 might suggest otherwise, Chewbacca was a champion of the game in his home planet Kashyyyk. Since they were cooped up together more often than not, Chewbacca tried to teach Han how to play and win, but he was never able to handle it. Falcon's ownership history is unknown, mostly because the ship was removed long ago to aid Solo's smuggling efforts. There's no proper evidence to prove anything else, but there's plenty of rumours to claim the vessel was both owned and secretly used by members of the Jedi Council before Palpatine came into power. It would be an ironic turn of events that saw it being returned to battle against the Empire years later. Now the mystery of ownership is not the case in the extended universe, which of course is now considered non-canon. There's a whole history has been mapped out and reveals the ship's set records on runs. Star Wars and Lego go together like nothing else, and it should be no surprise that all of the hundreds of Lego sets available on Amazon, the Millennium Falcon is number one. The latest version is straight out of Star Wars The Force Awakens, and for $150, the 1,329 piece kit comes with 7 minifigures, including a little BB-8, and weighs 5 pounds. It's definitely the kind of thing you'll build to display in your home office. I have one, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's pretty cool. And finally, the Millennium Falcon was designed last minute after Lucas ate a hamburger. The original model for the Millennium Falcon was changed at the last minute at George Lucas' request because he thought it too closely resembled the Eagle transporter ship used in the Space 1999. With no time to go, they took influence from one of the strangest of places, one of his meals. Seriously, the idea came about when Lucas took a bite out of a burger and placed it down next to an olive on a toothpick. The iconic design was inspired by a meal. Who would have thought that one of the most iconic ships of science fiction would come from such an odd place?